For 170 years, as Sisters of the Humility of Mary, we have been committed to sharing Jesus' mission of bringing more abundant life to God's people, especially the poor, and responding to the needs of the time in whatever ways we can. That led to the ministries that I'm involved with. I'm Sister Josie Chrosniak, and I'm currently involved in 2 areas of ministry, both very related. Much of our community ministries are involved in direct service and advocacy in support of those services and the people who are being served. Some of my work is focused more on changing the systems that make those services so very needed. I am the Justice, Peace, and Integrity of Creation, or JPIC, justice promoter for our community. And I work with a committee involving Sisters Mary Pat Cook, Eilish McCullough, Madeline Muller, and Covenant Companion Brenna Davis. Our work involves doing research on the issues of our times, providing information to the HM community associates and Covenant Companions through weekly updates, and providing opportunities for actions for individuals and for community response. This includes signing on to letters with other partners and/or issuing statements about significant events such as immigration concerns, gun legislation, and most currently, concerns about asylum eligibility. As an example, we have invited our sisters, associates, and Covenant Companions to sign letters to legislators to renew the child tax credit. We've asked them to ban assault weapons and to protect national parks from fracking issues. Working with us is our Racial Justice Committee, which takes a lead for education and action about systemic racism and our own white privilege. We also have a Laudato Si committee, which focuses on how we can respond to Pope Francis's letter of 2016, Laudato Si, on care for our common home. Like many religious congregations, Care for Earth has been part of our mission for years, so responding to this letter has not been difficult, and in all that we do, the goals of Laudato Si Action Plan are evident. This is especially true in our direction statement of 1997, where we state we will claim the depth and significance of our charism of humility, which connects us with the whole Earth community and unites us in our ministries on behalf of the poor. Einstein says we cannot solve a problem with the same conditions that created it. Realizing this, we need to think of creative ways to approach some of our concerns. To do this, and in all our issues, we cannot work alone. So we partner with a number of organizations, especially JCWR, which is the Justice Coordinators of Women Religious Congregations, the Ohio Sisters Justice Network, which is a collaboration of justice advocates of congregations across Ohio, Nuns Against Gun Violence, which is a coalition of over 60 congregations of Catholic sisters and their allies who focus on raising awareness and work for advocacy for common sense, evidence-based gun violence prevention. We are members of the Alliance to End Human Trafficking and of Network, the National Social Justice Advocacy Organization. We joined with both of those to lobby against sending guns to Haiti. Those guns end up in the hands of the gangs, which then force Haitian people to be afraid to even come out of their own homes. And we also joined for a lobby against human trafficking and met with legislators to talk about the issue. Another example of a joint action is this. Based on research from Everytown for Gun Safety, Ohio has the 21st highest rate of gun violence in the United States. In an average year, 1,700 people die and 3,500 are wounded by guns. Guns are the leading cause of death among children and teens in Ohio, with an average of 177 each year. In response to this ever-present gun violence in Ohio and in the greater Cleveland area, the Sisters of the Humility of Mary joined with other Cleveland religious congregations to sponsor a billboard message to end gun violence. The complete message of the billboard is, "Put down the guns. Nobody is winning. Let peace begin with me." This was located in Cleveland on the I-90 freeway at East 55th Street and was up for over a month. The other area I'm involved in is actually very closely related to the JPIC work and is our work with shareholder advocacy. Our shareholder advocacy committee includes Sister Andreen Ionat, Jane Marie Kudlatz, and Carolyn Marshall. Tim Reardon, our CEO, is also part of the committee. This focuses on how we use our community investments in socially responsible investment strategies with the intent to help change corporation policies that affect areas such as climate change, racial injustice, worker rights, and slave or child labor in the Ohio slave or child labor practices. In this area, I coordinate the work of 18 other religious congregations in the Ohio-Kentucky area. Our motto for this work is, "Money talks, ours speaks for justice." I represent our community as well as these others in dialogues with corporations, letters to various companies, and filing resolutions that go to corporate shareholders for a vote on recommending policy changes. To do this work, we work with an organization called the Interfaith Center for Corporate Responsibility, a coalition of over 300 faith-based and global institutional investors representing more than $4 trillion in managed assets. They leverage their role as shareholders to call for improved performance on critical environment and social concerns at some of the world's most powerful companies. A few examples I can share. We met with representatives from various dollar stores about worker safety, both in the store and in the surrounding areas, and talked to them about the policies that they follow and the work that they do or don't do. We met with Hershey, Nestle's, Mars, Lindt, Mondelez, and other candy manufacturers about how low wages of the cocoa farmers and about the concerns for child labor in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. The child labor comes as a result of the farm owners not being paid fair wages. We've been in communication with 9 pharmaceutical companies, asking for clarification on their pricing practices, clinical trials, and patent strategies, and how these support or don't support the fundamental human right to health care. As investors, we have sent letters to legislatures and government agencies, such as the EPA, with concerns about greenhouse gas emissions and encouraging them to continue to support the Inflation Reduction Act. And the list goes on. I am blessed to have a community like our HM community that believes that it is our role to, as our mission says, share Jesus' mission of bringing more abundant life to God's people, especially the poor. There's a song by Marty Hagen entitled "Who Will Speak?" And the refrain is, "Who will speak if you don't? Who will speak so other voices will be heard? Who will speak if you don't?" So I invite you to join us so the voices of those who are poor, marginalized, and ignored, and the voice of our earth are heard. Thank you.